welcome everybody that's watching us through the live channels on YouTube or Instagram. And if you're watching this after it was live, then you're also welcome. Or if you're listening through Spotify podcast or Apple podcast or whatever, truly appreciate that you are taking the time to hang out with us. All right. Today's episode number 52 already of the Apple Bites podcast, but it's also episode number 1 of a live podcast. So it's quite unique for us. And we're just wondering how things were going. I have to say I'm quite nervous because my English is not good. I'm not an English speaker, so I'm not sure how it will go, but we will just see how it goes. We have a co-host for the upcoming 5 episodes. It is the one and only Alesa, aka InkyRocks, on Instagram and YouTube. Welcome, Alesa. How are you?
Great, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it's lovely to have you here, and I'm really looking forward to these upcoming 5 podcasts, and chatting with you.
And I want to thank you for changing the time around so I don't have to do it at 2 a.m. here in Tokyo.
It's quite early for me. I have to say that. No.
Yeah,
I
appreciate it.
It's 9 a.m. here in the Netherlands.
5 in the afternoon here.
Yeah, and we're doing this here before the store is opening. So it might be that somebody jumps in the store or is knocking on the door because, the lights are on here. So people might think like, hey, they're open. But we will see. But Alesa, we have a wonderful guest for your first appearance here as a co-host. It is Kelly. Kelly, from the general manager of Opus 88. Welcome,
Hello.
Kelly.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. How are you doing, Kelly?
I'm fine.
Yeah, it's so great to have you here. It's your first appearance on a podcast, right?
Yes, this is my first time on the podcast live stream. Also, the
video
in person. Yes.
Yes. No, it's a really big deal.
Nervous.
But we will just have a lovely time, and we're going to just chat a little bit about Opus 88 pens and how great they are. And I'm sure that everything will be fine. All right. Before we start the podcast, we always have this thing.
The pen check.
We start with a pen check. Alesa, would you like to start with your pen check for today?
Yes, in honor of Kelly, I brought my Opus. Let's see if I can put it this way. There you go. My Opus 88. I think it's Coloro, but it's a demonstrator, and it's their iconic eyedropper fill with the little ink stopper in there to control the ink. And I have the old discontinued Iroshizuku Inaho in the ink in there. So yeah, it's a pretty cool pen.
It's a really nice pen. It's also lovely, to see that ink inside that, that huge ink capacity.
Right.
It's really nice. It's really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Kelly, what fountain pen do you carry with you today?
Actually, the pen I'm using is this. Where's the camera?
There, maybe toward the center of your computer. There you go.
Because the direction is opposite. Okay.
Yeah.
The pen I'm using is Color gold color, and this is a new color. Okay, new color from last year, and I wrote memo every day. So this is the pen and my journal.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I will write the journal every day to record the everything I need to notice when I work, because because lots of things need to be written down. Yes. So this is
I
the
can
pen.
imagine that. A lot of things are going on, so you want to write it down.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's have a look at my pen check quickly before I forget it, because sometimes I forget it. We have here also an Opus 88. It is the checkered shell pen.
Oh, wow.
You likely recognize this, Kelly. It's beautiful. It's with mother of pearl on the barrel. I don't know if the camera picks it up. but it's really, really nice.
It is nice.
I have to say, not a lot of people order this pen. So we, of course, sell the product. So we know a little bit like what people like tend to like and tend to order and whatnot. But for some reason, not a lot of people are ordering this pen, and I'm not sure why. Because that mother of pearl is just, I really like it. But do you have any idea, Kelly, why why this is, or maybe it's only in our store that it's not selling so well, but in general, how is this selling? The checkered shell pen?
This pen is quite popular in the USA.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
So
Yes.
we're just in the wrong country. We're just in the Netherlands, and
Mm,
nobody likes it here.
Actually, my customer in Italy also buy this
Yeah.
pen frequently. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
I must
Oh,
say
funny.
the shell pen is have a stable market
Mm-hmm.
for a certain price because our mothers of pearl, the white shell is the combination because the it is a like a check pattern,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
and it I must say it is quite rare in the
Mm-hmm.
market. Yes, and it needs a pretty high technology to do this. Actually, we
Mm-hmm.
have this pen about 30 years ago, but we reintroduced this pen about 2 or 3 years ago. But this is already our existing pen
Mm-hmm.
for quite many years.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
a really nice piece. It's a really nice piece. I can definitely recommend it. Anyway, all right. We're going to start a podcast. Before we do that, we always start with a question from our previous guest. It was quite some time ago because I needed some rest, a few weeks of rest without doing weekly podcasts and things like that. So the question comes from in January when we had Tim Steiner, aka Hemingway Jones, as a guest with our co-host Candace. So his question was, Kelly, the question is for you. His question was, it was actually two questions. The first one is, do you journal? Well, we already saw that a bit, but we will dive more into that later. And the second question was, where in your life do you refresh your inspiration? That was a really deep question, Tim. But Kelly, can you tell us, do you journal? Yes, you do journal, but what do you write down?
I do journal, but
Mm-hmm.
I must say, when I journal, the most of time I didn't think about the work. So my inspiration is not from journal. I must say the
Mm-hmm.
truth. Cause I have a lot of character in my life. I work for Opus 88, and I also a mother. I have a teenager son, and I have
Mm-hmm.
my own family and my husband's family. In Asia, the career woman always take the first priority to the family. So
Okay.
when I journal, I don't think about the work because I don't have so much time, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So my um, actually my inspiration is not from journal. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't use many days on the journal and to figure out the good inspiration. Actually, most of the time I take care of my family and my son. So the journal is not my inspiration comes from.
Mm-hmm.
So also, I must say my inspiration comes from little things in my life, routine life.
Routine life.
Routine life. The little things from my routine life. Please let me take an example. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. I don't journal a lot, but I did look a lot of the article from the internet. For example, some fashion articles or some news. Please let me take the example of two inspiration, how inspiration comes from.
Yeah, really curious about that.
Okay. First one is this pen, 2000, the new demo pen from last year, right? Last year, I went to see a movie. The movie is named Barbie.
Oh, yeah.
Film?
Yeah. I know that. Do you know? Have you seen it, Alesa?
No, I haven't. I want to. Though.
Last year, there was two very hit films. One is Barbie, one is Oppenheimer, right?
Right.
Do you know that pen? Do you know that?
Yeah, we've seen that. Yeah.
So a lot of people went to the cinema and watch two films at the same time. I don't know in Asia, in USA,
they were released quite short after each other, right? So like
Yeah.
a week in between or something. So it was really a thing happening there. Yeah.
Yes. So at that moment, many people saw two films at the same time.
Yeah.
So,
but I see that in the pens as well, you know, with the pink pen and the green one. So it's really it's the Barbenheimer. There was this.
That's right, Barbenheimer.
Yeah. Yes.
And one Friday night, I have a few hours available, so I went to the cinema and I watched Barbie and Oppenheimer together, right? And I see a lot of pink color concept in that film. And after that, so many articles are reported. The pink is the hottest color at the same time. A lot of people is wearing pink and wear pink and use a lot of pink concept. At that moment, I think, oh, maybe I can do the same thing. Let's make a pink pen.
Nice. Yeah, nice.
So,
no, pink pens are always good, I think.
Yes. So I started to collect the bright color. For example, this is the pink acrylic, right? And once we have pink, we can figure out another color to match. So, okay, this is the pink and this is the bright green. And we can also concept we can figure out a very outstanding color match of these two pens. So this is how these two pens come from. So actually, these two pens are really comes from the idea of Barbie.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
I really like how you turn that inspiration into an actual pen.
Yes, and this is a very small thing in the during life.
No, that's really nice. I really like that. And I think that Tim, his question was answered by this, Kelly. So yeah, that makes sense. But Kelly, I would like to ask you, like, how did Opus 88 started? Because before the brand Opus 88 was there, you first made pens for other brands, right?
Yes, we call it as OEN, original equipment. What is manufacturer? I don't, not sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you first created pens for other brands, and after you decided like, hey, we can do it better. Let's start our own brand.
Actually, we tried once 30 years ago. The shell pen you were holding was the artwork from that moment 30 years ago. At the first time we tried to make Opus 88, that's 30 years ago, but our marketing strategy was not successful because at that time we focused on very expensive pens.
Yeah.
We want to do it really, really high-end pens and very, very expensive pens. But at that moment, you can say we are nobody. Nobody knows us. So
yeah, then it's hard.
yes, because if you have more budget, you can buy more famous pen brands, not us. So the first try was fail, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And since the first try was failed, we went back to the OEM business again. But the OEM business was also not so successful because in 90s or after that, after 2000s, the business all went back to China because before Taiwan used to have cheap labels, something like, but after the 90s, Taiwan doesn't have so many advantage of cheap labels or everything. China has more cheaper labels and cheaper manufacturing cost. So after the first try, we went back to the OEM, but the OEM was still not so easy to make as before. So I must say,
For what other brands did you create pens, or are you not allowed to tell that?
we had signed a contract, so I can't tell which brand.
That's too bad. That's what we all want to know, right?
Yeah, really.
I can tell you when we meet, but not on the air. But
nobody's watching this, Kelly. No worries. Nobody is watching this. It's just me, Alesa, and you.
Right.
No, what if they sue me?
No,
I
don't.
can tell you they are all very famous fashion brands. You can still see them quite often in the fashion reports.
Okay. Alesa's gonna look for it now.
Yeah, that's right.
But all right, Kelly. So you started with Opus 88, and the first pen that you launched, it was the Coloro, I think.
Yes, that is also a very interesting story because at first I didn't want to start my brand at all because I just still doing the OEM business, not so successful OEM business. But 2017, I remember, there's a chance. So let me to think if I can start my own business. Let me take this pen. This is the very first pen of the Opus 88, right? In 2017, I made this pen for one of my customer. He placed the order and he regretted
He regretted it?
He
Yeah,
regretted.
so he canceled the order eventually. So you were stuck with all these pens.
Yes.
Oh.
Wow. So you decided, let's bring this on the market just under our own name.
Yes. Because
Mm.
at that moment, the first reaction is, no, what should I do with
Yeah.
this pants I already made for you?
Mhm.
Then you regret it. You don't want them. So what can I do? So my mother asked me, Kelly, you go ahead to sell this pen because if the pen, okay, you try to sell these pens by yourself.
Mothers always have good advice. I don't know how they do it, but mothers always have good advice.
That's true.
Yes. I never expected that will be the second chance of my business.
Mhm.
So I start to think, okay, why not? Why not? So I have, nothing to lose.
Mhm.
I have
Yeah.
nothing
No,
to
that's
lose.
true.
So
How did you come up with the name Opus 88?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too.
Opus 88 was already created from 30 years ago.
Mhm.
Opus means artwork. We registered the Opus, but somebody already took the name.
Okay.
So we added 88 after the Opus.
Mhm.
88 is Chinese language. It means big fortune.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
So 88 is a very lucky number in
Mhm.
I see.
in Taiwan and China and Hong Kong because that means rich, big fortune, a lot of
Mhm.
money.
It's a good name.
This,
It's a
yes,
really good name. It's a
Mhm.
really good name. So it's Opus means art, and 88 is like a lot of luck. So that's a great combination, I think.
Mhm.
we
It's a
want
great.
to already we wanted to use Opus, but somebody took the name, so we plus the 88 after, so
Mhm.
become Opus 88.
Mhm.
That's smart. That's smart. All right, let's dive a little bit more into the filling mechanism that most of your fountain pens are using, because I already mentioned it with the pen check of Alesa. It has a huge ink capacity, but also because it's an eyedropper filling mechanism. But the shut-off valve, it's also quite interesting because usually you only see them on the more high-end fountain pens,
Mhm.
the more high-end eyedropper fountain pens, but well, we can say Opus 88 is not really high end in terms of price, but still, that filling mechanism is on those fountain pens of Opus 88. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, Kelly? Or Alessa, would you like to explain how it works, the shut-off valve system?
Oh, well, basically, you fill it with an eyedropper. That's why it's an eyedropper, and it can
Yeah.
hold a lot of ink. But it has a little the end here, and you can, when you unscrew it, it well, it has a you can't see it in here, but it's got a rod in there, and it
Hmm.
stops off the section so the ink can't flow from the barrel to the section. And then you
Hmm.
can adjust it when you do right so that you can have just like a little bit of ink go through or a lot of ink go through, or if you're not writing with it, completely shut it off, and so you can fly with it. And so it just keeps a lot of the burping issues from being a problem when you have an eyedropper fill. So it,
Hmm.
it's on a lot of vintage type Japanese pens, the inkydome,
Yes,
is to
yes.
stop the ink. So they're really very useful, and I think a lot of the art world really enjoys this pen. A lot of the people that use lots of ink and kind of want to have real juicy nibs and stuff. I have like a 2.3 nib that I
Wow.
use a lot. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Before,
No,
when we do the OEM for very high end, pen brands, we already own this technology. But at that time, that is for really, really expensive pens with Makie and Urushi. So it is very difficult to have this kind of pen unless you spend 20,000 or
Yeah.
30,000 US dollar for each pen.
Wow.
So that made me to think, can we use the same structure but use affordable material like
Right.
acrylic, ebonite? The consumer can still have the general eyedropper system, but use much cheaper, affordable, reasonable price to have this exactly the same ink filling structure.
Yeah, that's much better. I think a lot of people appreciate it that you bring this filling mechanism to a more affordable price range, and it's definitely like a unique selling point for Opus 88. I think that this filling mechanism is in most of their fountain pens. I also need to announce some of our
New products.
new products, some new products. So because well, in 4 weeks a lot of things happened here at Appelboom. We added some new brands, and one of them is a brand that we already carried in the past. It's a brand from Switzerland. It's called Caran, and they make some really, really beautiful fountain pens. Of course, they're also known from their pencils, but besides that, they also have a lot of fountain pens in their range. Two of them, most of the well-known pens, is the Various. This one is with ebony wood with rose gold trim, but we also have them with carbon. We have a lot. The Ebenau, it's with the wave pattern on it. And the other popular model of Caran is the Le Mans. I have one here in Carmen Red, which is really, really nice. And I also have the Caviar here. I don't know if the light and the camera picks it up, but it has this really nice pattern on it. So the nibs are amazing. The nibs are great. You should definitely check them out. And they also have the Ecuador line, which is a hexagonal model which has an amazing grip. So if you are not owning a Caran yet, make sure to check them out on our website. Another brand that we added to our collection is a Japanese brand, and Alesa knows a lot about it. So we're gonna talk with her a little bit about it. It is Sailor. I have a few pens here, but the one that I personally like the most, it is this one. It is Demonstrator. I don't know why, but I have this weak spot in my heart for Demonstrator fountain pens. It's the 1911 large Demonstrator with yellow gold trims. And Alesa, but maybe you can.
Oh no.
you can say if that's true or not. People say that the Sailor fountain pens have the smoothest nibs in the world. What do you think?
I think what they're famous for is they have smooth nibs, but you have a very, very slight, people call it a pencil feedback. And that's why I do like the Sailor nibs. I think they're really unique in that it's not so smooth like you have with some pens where when you're writing, you're kind of sliding all over the paper. It's just got a slight amount of feedback to, like, I think maybe for me, it makes my handwriting a little bit better. I'm just not sliding all over the place. So it's smooth. It's not scratchy at all or anything. It's not, if you have a scratchy one, then something's wrong with it. But it has just a slight amount of feedback. It's like, when I say feedback, I mean like a little bit of reverberation, like a little bit of vibration, not dragginess. And I think that's just that really good sweet spot where it's smooth, but you have complete control of your writing. So I really like the feedback on it.
So that's the opinion of a professional. Thank you, Alesa.
I do have a lot of sailors, though.
Yeah, I'm curious about the people that are watching right now, if they have some sailors in their collection. Let us know in the comments below, because we might put them here in the show as well. And also let us know if you own some Opus 88 pens, because we want to discuss that as well, of course. All right, enough about some new products here at Apple. We have a lot more, but we will discuss that in the future weeks. No worries about that. Alesa, do you have a question for Kelly?
Well, I was going to ask her why Opus 88, but how about, I don't know if I'm stealing some thunder here. Like, what do you see? I mean, I have several Opus 88s. I really like them. They're just at a nice sweet spot on the price and usefulness. So it's a really good sweet spot. But what do you see in the future of like your future pens?
My future pens, last month I introduced the Ocean editions. Ocean pens is a sea turtle. Sorry, I still not used to the camera. These two pens are the Ocean concept, but it is a limited edition. And it was sold out after I put the photo on the Instagram. It was sold out in 3 hours.
Wow.
A lot of people can buy this pen because it was a limited edition. And
so you're going to show now pens that nobody can buy anymore? Like, that's really hard. That's not fair.
It's cruel.
Please wait for me. And I had my lesson after the sea turtle and the dolphin. So okay, I am printing and working on the blue whale pens.
Is that new?
Yes, it is new.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And not limited edition.
That's
But
really nice.
the blue whale is a lot of things I can improve. So I need to make some adjustment. Then this pen will be ready to introduce to the market in March.
Nice. So this is just a prototype.
Yeah, this is a prototype, but I'm printing the new blue whale, so it should be ready to introduce to the market in March. Because after the sea turtle and the dolphin, a lot of people complain with me, Kelly, we cannot buy this pen. So I decided to make another ocean concept. The concept is blue whale, and this
that's
is
really nice.
not limited edition this time, so everybody can buy it.
Oh, that's good. So you're not selling it out within 3 hours, so everybody is missing out on it. That would be great.
Yes, but I didn't expect the response is very good. Which is very good, but I also feel sorry for the rest of the pen shops or consumers. So I decided this time I will make the ocean concept as a regular item and not limited edition.
Yeah, that's much better. That's much better. Are there any other upcoming products that you would like to share with us before, because we are almost at the end of the show, before we're ending the show, is there anything new coming up that you would like to share with us?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, this is the Luna Animal series.
Wow.
Oh, is it on the top of the pen?
Yes.
Oh.
Let me really cool. Make a quick.
With a mother of pearl underneath it and with a monkey on top.
Yes, the monkey
really
on
cool.
top.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah. Is it heavy, the monkey, or?
No, no.
Okay.
This monkey pen is made. The monkey is made by sterling silver, and the weight is not so heavy.
Okay.
So it's the cap that has the monkey on it, the sterling monkey. Is it the
Yes.
cap portion? I see. So when you write with it, if you don't post, then it won't be too heavy, right? You can
Yeah,
just,
that's true.
you know.
Can you unscrew it, Kelly, for us, or is
No,
is it not
I'm
possible?
sorry.
Oh,
This pen is nearly finished, but not yet finished yet.
okay.
Oh,
But
that's
it's a really
cool.
cool concept. Yes.
We
I like it.
already had a rabbit, snake, and this
Yeah.
year we will introduce the monkey pen very soon. So please expect
Yeah.
this pen. And the
That's
other
really
pen,
nice.
thank you. This designer is my father, it's Michael Xu. Yes.
It's really nice. I think. And when do you think this is launching, the monkey?
Maybe in April or May.
Oh,
April
okay.
or May. Okay. So
Yes.
we have still something to look forward to. That's great. That's great.
And I'm sorry, this one
Yeah,
is
sure. Go ahead.
also a prototype, but this pen will goes with gold pen parts and rose gold, and this pen is also still proceeding, so I can show you only this part.
But I like it already. Can you put it a bit closer to the camera? Because I see a lot of swirls in it, or not?
Yeah.
Yes, you can see the very classic acrylic pattern. Acrylic pattern, and you can see this pen is a little bit slimmer than the current items. Not
Oh,
so.
so it's slimmer and it's rose gold and acrylic.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
We also work
Really
this
nice.
pen for several months, and it will be soon released.
I see a question here on Instagram from Tatuar312. He has a question for you, Kelly. Are there any plans for Opus 88 to make a kind of Maki-A style? Because China and Taiwan, there has also really beautiful hand paintings, history, and art.
Like Ulushi or Makie?
Yes, exactly.
Yes. We will
Yes.
have, of course, we will have a Ulushi or Makie plan in the future. And we would more prefer to work with Taiwan local artists.
Of course.
Actually, our rack pen, the Ulushi painting, is already made, and it is by Taiwanese artist.
Okay.
Yes,
That's really cool.
we do have a similar or this kind of a plan in the future.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really nice. And you also told me a little bit about some yellow gold trims that you would like to introduce because, well, most of the fountain pens that you have launched so far all have silver color trims, but gold is also for the future.
Yes.
And when can we expect that?
In after several months.
Okay, so we still have to be a little bit more patient for that.
Working on it.
Are you working on it?
Working on it.
All right, Kelly and Alesa, we're already here by the end of the show. But Kelly, you can come up with a question for our next guest, so we can start the podcast next week with that question.
Yes.
What can we ask our next guest next week to start with?
Can you show me your daily pens?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
No.
Your daily.
I want to see your daily pens.
Okay.
Please show me your daily pens because
That'll be a good one.
your daily favorite pens. Because you know, we are fountain pen manufacturer, right?
Mm-hmm.
We use our own brand fountain pens
Mm-hmm.
and other brands fountain pens. So can you show me your pen case or pen bag? Which pens are you using now and
I
why?
like that question. I like that question. We're going to ask our next guest the question. I'm not going to reveal who's going to be the next guest yet. You will see that next week. Alesa, we have a quick last question from one of our viewers on Instagram because they're asking, when is InkyRocks' next video to be posted?
Oh, well, I posted one yesterday, I think, and the next one's probably next week Sunday.
Next week Sunday. So you still have to be a little bit patient, but you can watch all the previous videos of Alesa, of course, on our YouTube channel, InkyRocks. So definitely you should do that. All right, we're here at the end of the show now. Alesa, I would really like to thank you for being our co-host here for the first time. Hopefully we will see you in the upcoming weeks a lot more and have some more fun. I think this live thing was quite interesting to do.
Yeah.
And you know, I have to say I was a little bit nervous, but it turned out pretty well. I think we're going to edit this a bit, and then we will also upload it on YouTube without all my us and us, so it will be more convenient for people to watch. Alesa, I will see you next week.
Thank you for having me on. See you next week. It was nice meeting you, Kelly.
Nice to meet you, Alesa. Very nice to talk to you.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Kelly, I would really like to thank you for being here with us on the show. It was quite interesting to talk about Opus 88 and to dive into this so much. Really appreciate it. And well, we're really looking forward to all the new releases coming up with the monkey and with the yellow gold trims. And didn't mention the name, I think, of the other one, but we're really the rose gold one. Yeah. So really looking forward to that as well. And of course, if you're interested in buying an Opus 88 fountain pen, we're happy to help you here at Up of Home. Or of course, you can go to any other retailer in the world if that's closer to you. Is there anything else, Kelly, that you would like to say before we're ending the live?
I would like to express my thanks for feeling to all the employees of Opus 88 teams, including the main designer, my father, Michael Shi, and all the employees in Opus 88. They all work at our factory for almost 40 and almost 30, 40 years. Half of life spent in our factory. So I really, really appreciate them to help me to build Opus 88 team so we can do such a good business and do such a quick shipment and do very satisfied customer service. I really want to thank all of the colleagues from Opus 88. I think they make Opus 88 to be a very good brand. And I also like to thank all the consumers around the world. Thank you very much for buying Opus 88 pens. I really appreciate for your support.
Well, thank you, Kelly. Thank you for sharing. And once again, thank you for joining the show. And Alesa, I will see you next week. And everybody that was watching, thank you so much for watching. We will see you next week again. And if you want to re-see everything, rewatch everything, this video will be on our YouTube channel, so you can watch it again. Thank you again, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.